What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and this is my 2020 Lamborghini Huracan Evo that I just purchased a little over a month ago. And in today's video, I'm gonna share with you all of the things that I absolutely hate about this car. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Chandler and I've been investing in real estate for the last 9+ years. I currently own 162 units of residential real estate, and the cash flow from that real estate has given me the opportunity to purchase the cars and house and lifestyle that I've always wanted. Now, through the last couple years, I've had the opportunity to purchase a lot of cars. I started with the Tesla Model 3. I then purchased a C8 Corvette from the Stradman. I purchased a Ferrari 458 Spider. I then purchased my Porsche Taycan. I purchased the Tesla Plaid, sold that in just a couple months. And then I purchased this Lamborghini Huracan Evo, directly followed by the Porsche GT3. Now, the Evo is a 2020. The Porsche GT3 is a 2022. And I'm first off gonna start by telling you that I love every single part about this car way more than the Lamborghini. Actually, I take that back. The one thing I like about the Lamborghini is its ability to turn heads and how recognizable it is. But when it comes to the handling, when it comes to the acceleration, when it comes to just the overall feel, the tech, the interior, the exterior, like everything about this car has blown me away. And I paid about $50,000 less for this car than I did for this one. The other thing I've been surprised by is when I have the choice as a daily driver to choose between the GT3, the Taycan, and the Lamborghini, I constantly end up going with the Taycan. And so in this video, I want you to know I understand they're not apples to apples, but price point wise, the GT3 and the Lamborghini are pretty similar. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you all of the things that make the Huracan Evo kind of a sucky car for a daily driver and just for driving in general, because of a lot of the things that you have to deal with. Now, with that being said, I'm also gonna hit on a couple of the pros and the reason that for me personally, it's worth holding on to this car, but for you, it might not make sense to purchase it ever. Now, every time I do a video like this, I get major flack because people are like, Chandler, it's a $300,000 car, you're an idiot, stop talking negative about it, this is clickbait, and on and on and on and on. Here's the reality, I'm telling you the truth. For a lot of reasons, this car makes no sense, so you can keep the negative comments coming if you want to, but if you're like me and you're someone that's sincerely considering whether you should purchase the Huracan Evo or not, I think this video is going to be extremely helpful, giving you all of the reasons that you should not purchase it. Now, if you're okay with all of those reasons, then go buy the car. You've got the money. It's one of those things that's gonna be a third or fourth or fifth car for you. They're fun, they have a lot of pros. I get it, it's a Huracan Evo. It's incredible, it's really cool looking. Is it worth $300,000? I don't know about that. And are there lots of negatives that come with it that I think is just stupid on Lamborghini's part? Yeah, and I'm gonna share those with you. All right, let's start with the exterior. First off, this car is one of the most beautiful cars ever made, and it pulls heads more than probably any other car. Maybe if you've got a Bugatti, it's gonna pull heads more, but everyone notices this car, everyone looks at this car, and that aspect is really cool. When you're driving it just for that, you feel incredible because you know everybody's looking at you. Now, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, but that's why you buy these cars. I think you kind of recognize that. If you look under here though, I want you to take a peek. This is all sorts of scratched up. Now, when I drive this car, I am absurdly careful. I hit all of the corners extremely slow, but the problem is you're always going to get this and it's always going to create anxiety, and every turn into a parking lot, you've got to take so slow. The cars behind you, you're always worried they're gonna slam into you because they don't expect you to slow down to 0.5 miles per hour to try and hit it at the right angle, and you're always gonna scratch anyways. So as a daily driver, even with the lift up, you're consistently scratching that bottom, and it's just one of those things that it's inconvenient to drive, and it sucks because you're like, $300,000 car, yeah. All right, guys, now we're inside. First off, you look at the wheel and it's like, it doesn't matter what the buttons do, where they are. It's just beautiful. Like, it's beautiful, and I get that, and the car is sick, and I love it. But the buttons are infuriating because you're not used to signaling with your thumb. And this is really sad, but my brother just went through chemotherapy, and because of the way it messed up his fingers, he can't signal like he can. So I'm sure if you're older or if you have any of those issues, it's really difficult to signal. And even for me, it's just unnatural. And when you're focused on signaling, it's kind of dangerous. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Chandler, it's unique, you'll get used to it. A lot of people aren't buying this as their daily driver, and all the other cars you drive, it's over here. And so it messes with your brain, and I switch between all these cars. So for this being a third or fourth car, it makes it even more difficult to remember where your signals are, and probably more dangerous. The other thing is all of the lights, the windows, all of that, they're just extremely inconvenient. Like with the buttons for the windows being down here, you don't know which direction gets them going, and you can get used to it, but your windows are over here, your lights are down here, and it's just not user-friendly. It's very difficult to figure out what you're pushing, how you're pushing it, and how to get it to work. The other day I was driving and it got dark and there were deer out on the road, and I couldn't figure out how to turn on the freaking brights while I'm driving, because usually it's just in a button over here, and I don't know where it was. I have learned later that it's right here, but with this, switching between cars, it's irritating. Or with my Porsche, it's in the same place on the Porsche as it is on a Toyota Corolla as it is on anything. So it's very user-friendly, where this is most definitely not. Now, even more than the buttons, the tech of this car is absolutely horrendous. This is a 2020 Huracan Evo, and I don't have a way to connect my maps to the frickin' car. They don't make Apple Play possible in 2020. Now, I've heard they've done things to make it possible in the 2022 version, but you're really meaning to tell me you don't have the ability to use the maps on your freaking phone on a 2020 $300,000 car? Like, that's asinine. Same goes with all of the user function. It kind of drags, it's slow, it's not user friendly, and it's just kind of frustrating, honestly. It only has cameras in the back, so you don't have any cameras in the front. It's just one of those things where you pay more, but you get way less. And I know it's because this is just to be used as like a track car. Like, that's the purpose of it. And so shame on me for purchasing it, but people know these cars are going to be driven out on the roads. It's not just going to be used on the track. And so that's something to keep in mind, because all of the user stuff is just not good. All right, guys. Now, for me, I'm someone that I like doing work in the car. And so for me, you know, I'll go out. It also creaks a lot when you hit those corners. It sounds terrifying. But I'm one of those people where I like driving and doing business. The road noise in this car is absolutely absurd, especially when the engine's up. I'm not going to complain about that, because I love the way the engine sounds when you're in sport mode, which is, I mean, it's pretty sick. Like, that's the pro of the car. The thing that I was shocked by is when you pay for a $300,000 car, you just expect, hey, in a $100,000 car, they put in good speakers, they put in good Bluetooth, they put in, you know, good user experience stuff. On this car, everything sucks. Like, the speakers to listen to music are absolute trash. So even though you've got Strata mode, where you can get to where road noise and engine noise aren't bad, you're never gonna wanna listen to music in this car because it sounds horrible. When it comes to Bluetooth, I tried calling my wife. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have hearing damage the rest of my life. And I know that you're thinking, Chandler, that's over the top, but I wanna show you guys, this sounds like a NASA rocket did 50 years ago when he's on the moon. See if my wife answers. If she doesn't answer, that means I'm gonna have to call Yogi. He'll always answer.
A call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Is that so horrible?
7.
It's like you're in the car. How bad is that?
That's really bad. I was like, yeah, how bad can that be? And I'm sitting right here next to the speaker, and it's like,
hey, Garrett.
Hey.
Hey, you're on my YouTube video. Say hello.
I'm on your YouTube video.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm showing them how terrible the Bluetooth is in this Lamborghini.
That's funny. This is first world problem, man. They're gonna make fun of you.
I know. I already told them they would. But the Bluetooth is like you're listening to Garrett. You know how clear his voice usually sounds. How bad is that?
Like, it sounds like he's a robot.
Yeah.
It's like it's got a filter on it.
It's got like an echo. It's got a filter. It's horrible.
Is that my friend Peyton there?
Nope, that's Caden.
Oh, that's Caden. Hey, Caden.
Hey, how do we sound on the other end of this Bluetooth?
I mean, I thought that was Peyton.
All right, I think we've proved our point.
Okay, see you guys.
Love you, buddy. Bye. So it's pretty bad. I am the only lime green Lamborghini in this city. If I let my friends drive it or I drive it, it's cool because everyone knows that it's me if they know who owns the car. It's not cool because I do feel a responsibility, and I should feel this way anyways, but like speeding is off the table. Aggressively even going off the line is somewhat off the table. Anytime you're around any cop, all eyes are on you. And so the downside of a car like this is like you get the upside of owning it, but all of the things it was created to do when you're using it in a daily driving experience, you're more limited in this car than any other car. You speed in a Tesla where you don't hear it and you don't see it, and you get away with it. This car, you have to stay with the speed limit. You have to be smart. You have to recognize that everyone's watching, everyone knows it's you. And so you can see that as pro and con. Like, you should be responsible anyways, but honestly, in this car, I feel this extreme obligation to not even play with the line at all, because you are putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. And I think that can be perceived as a good thing and a bad thing. It's probably good because I should be a responsible driver. But also sometimes when you're on the back road, you want to give it, and you got to recognize like everyone's watching and everyone knows that it's you. The only thing I will say is the second you're stressing about the Bluetooth and the fact that the music sounds like trash and the fact that the whole user experience is kind of trashy, then you push the gas and you kind of forget about it all. So it's something to keep in mind. I'm not trying to be Mr. You guys know, like, it's a sick car. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you loved all the things that I hate about this 2020 Lamborghini Huracan Evo. If you did, make sure you remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell. Also, let me know what kind of content you'd like to see with the cars. This is a real estate investing focused channel, but these are the fruits that come with investing in real estate properly. And so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.